Here I go again. Almost feel like I'm doing a change up to that song. Instead of girls, what's my weakness, men? I say, boys, what's my weakness? Girls. Okay, then. But enough of that. We're here to get in shape. Shut up my TV, guys. Not only are we here to get in shape, we're here to feel better. Where's my light? I try to use natural lighting as much as I can. I'm just starting the stream a little bit later today, so yeah, I have to deal with all of the realities of the relative position of the world and the sun, different times of day. Luckily, here on the West Coast, we have sunlight for longer. The advent of the way the sun revolves, the way that the Earth revolves around the sun, and the patterns of light, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. As a direct consequence and result, westernmost states have more sunlight. So our sunset is later, for example, than it would be for people in Texas or states in the central time zone. Okay, a little knowledge for us while we're getting started. I'm still trying to find the right camera angle, guys. I think my best step would be like one of those moving cameras, the ones where I can adjust like the position based on height. Okay, but I think I'm ready. Alright, we can start into Tadasana, mountain pose. Hands are at my sides, my back is straight, my feet are together, and I'm just breathing in and out. It's a good way to start practically any routine. Think I'll opt for 20 to 30 seconds on each stretch, each pose. Tadasana is the first stretch we had last week. The warrior, this is the warrior 2. This is a quick reminder. My front foot is facing forward, my back foot is facing to the side. My hands are up. I'm in a slight lunge, too. I shouldn't forget that. For warrior 2, for warrior 1, I rotate my hips, bring my hands up, still falling into that lunge. And then rotate. This is a review, somewhat, so I don't need to spend as long. Warrior 1 and 2, classic poses. Today I wanted to try, we could try extended triangle. Some of these my hand comes down like this. I might need to move my camera so you guys can see what I'm doing with my body. Okay. So my legs go like this, apart. My feet are facing in the same direction. My hand comes down, and my head and arm go up. And my legs are forming like a V shape. This is called the revolved triangle. Hold it for 10, 9, 8, facing up, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch. Rotate. Okay. Let's make sure I'm performing it correctly. One hand down, one hand up. Hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, let me see if I can. Cameras, guys, cameras. So when I was doing it, it was like this. See it? And then you guys had a chance to see my feet, my footwork there. Okay. Alright, so we've covered Warrior 1, Warrior 2 in the mountain pose. I wanted to try also the forward, the high lunge, like this and this. And some of you will probably be like me, like trying some of these moves for the first time, or maybe the first time in a while. And yeah, I would say when you're just starting off, focus on learning the basics. I'll try to keep rotating my camera so you guys can see. Okay, where am I? 1, 2, like this. Almost like a runner. See it? I switch legs. My foot is flat. And yeah, my hands are supporting my leg, my foot in front, and my back leg is behind. And I could just hold it for, 10 seconds, 15, whatever's comfortable for me. I would recommend, like me, starting slow and increase your familiarity with the technique as well as your flexibility. Let me see if I can provide some more background too. So the pose we just did is called the high It's called the high lunge, and counteract the effects of modern day sitting syndrome by lengthening your hip flexors and high lunge. So yeah, that was the one we just did. We could have done it from the standard forward bend, which I believe is like this. So from down to stepping. To hold this pose longer, wedge a block between the floor and the back leg. What that would do is effectively lift your back foot a little bit, I think, to accentuate the stretch a little bit more on your front leg. Strengthens the leg and arms. Okay, and the other one we did, so that was the forward high lunge. And the other one we did was the revolved triangle. That's the one where we're like this, hand look, just like that. Revolved triangle, it's a counter pose to Trikonasana in preparation for seated forward bends and twists. The pose is key to a skilled practice. All these poses and techniques we're doing are considered beginner poses. That's what I'm trying to use to introduce to the stream, so we can start at somewhat a more casual pace. Turn around or revolve. probably should spend time talking about some of the cautions. As I often say on stream, know and respect your limits. If you're following along at home, that's great, that's fantastic. But if at any time you're experiencing pain or extreme discomfort, I would say stop at the level you're at, rewind a little bit, and return at a level that you're more comfortable with. As I say, know and respect your limit. Don't push yourself too hard. For the revolved triangle, it's saying avoid the pose if you have any back or spine injuries. That actually makes sense because my back is pretty much involved during the stretch. Avoid it if you have low blood pressure, migraine, headache, insomnia, diarrhea. I would say just use your best judgment, not just with these yoga techniques, but also with the other stretches and exercises I do on stream. Many of these ideas and concepts that I provide are a blueprint that I provide for my own routine that I've come up with. Yours might vary, and that's perfectly fine. Your exercise program should be at a level that works for you. Deepen the pose, and you bring the bottom hand to the outside of the forward leg, right here. Press the forearm firmly against the outer shin, like this. I believe the pressure of the arm against leg will help your torso rotate more deeply into the pose. Yeah, I can feel it. So just like that. Forearm into the outer thigh. Outer shin, sorry. So shin, outer shin will be here. Okay. Well, beginner step. It's slightly easier with a narrower stance. Beginners should also, as suggested in the main description, bring their hand to their inner foot, whether on the floor or on a support like a block or folding chair. So instead of starting like this, start like this. Focus on the inside, then go out. It strengthens and stretches the legs, as we can imagine. Stretches the hips and the spine, opens the chest to improve breathing, and relieves mild back pain. Stimulates the abdominal organs and improves sense of balance. There's a lot of information in this yoga journal, guys. I'm on yogajournal.com. Credits to them for helping me understand the correct technique for the demonstration. Okay. Let's move into our runner's warm-up. Start with my next stretch. Now move into my arm circles. As a reminder, with the runner's warm-up, I'm only shooting for about 30 seconds at a time. Oh, we got some kitties looking at us in the window. How much are those kitties in the window? How much are those kitties for sale? With the meow, meow, meow. I think I'm missing a few parts of the song. The original song is how much is that puppy in the window? How much is that doggy for sale? Yeah, but we have cats over there, guys. I might show you them real quick. These are our hip flexors that we're doing. I want to pull up, side, return to the middle, and down. Up, side, middle, down. About 5 each time. It's, I don't know. I'll refrain because the cats are looking at us through the window of a neighbor's house, and I don't want to invade their privacy. Even though the cats are looking at us, yeah, these are our Frankensteins. It's one of those technicalities, like, for people to be on the Stormer Show stream, I don't mind coordinating, but if, like, I want people to know that they're participating, if they are, you know, like, I don't want them to be surprised, like, is this on Twitch kind of thing, like I want them to know, like, yes, that's what this is. Yeah, Frankensteins. Keep my hand up, leg straight, rise. Hand up, leg straight, rise. Key is to keep legs straight for the Frankensteins. Quads, also known as flamingos. 15 seconds. For those of you that have been following along at home, what you're probably finding is that the more you do these, the more your sense of balance improves. And yeah, I'm not having any problems at all holding my leg in position now. Whereas for those of you that were watching maybe some of my earlier streams, I might have been like hopping around a little bit more, doing a little jig or dance, trying to find my sense of balance. But even just doing this flamingo stretch a couple times a week, 15 seconds each position, so this is position 1, this is position 2. Even just doing it a couple times a week, my sense of balance is dramatically improving. And furthermore, my quads are also getting stretched too. So particularly helpful for those of you at home that are engaged in a run or similar exercise activity. Okay, breathing. All right. It's important to stay hydrated. This is soda pop. Diet Dr. Pepper, basically, and it's not as healthy for you as water, but I've always been, let me head into my leg crossovers and scorpions and I'll continue explaining this. Yo, what up, bro? I've always been like one of those guys that's like diets, like, yeah, kind of like exercise. Exercise and diets go hand in hand. It's like, eat what you like and exercise as much as you like. I don't think it's, these are leg crossovers. I pick up my leg and pull it over, touch the ground, return, and back down. It's one of those things where it's like, there will always be people who, especially doctors, I'm going for 5 each side, that will encourage you to eat healthy and stuff like that, but it's like, if all you eat is green beans and fruit, you know, like, you will probably hate life. To put it bluntly, like, you'll be like, man, I really want a cheeseburger, you know, kind of thing. And I say go for it. Like, you've only got one life to live. And if you're always trying to maximize your life expectancy,
Like you may not have the same level of satisfaction as you would have if you are living life, enjoying what you're eating what you want. Yes, there are limits, I would argue, and agree with arguments that specify. And then I flip over from my scorpions. It's important to remember that when I'm doing my leg crossovers, my back isn't leaving the ground. Of course, for scorpions, my chest isn't leaving the ground. And then for scorpions, behold, my leg comes up, back. That's one. Up, back, two. And yeah, I would say varieties of spice of life, one, but also, again, I'm shooting for 5 each side. I think this is my third, but again, it kind of goes back to knowing and respecting your limits. Like, not everyone is going to have the body type of the Big Mac guy. I don't think everyone is going to be able to, and I could be wrong about this, but I don't think everyone is going to be able to eat a Big Mac every day and be able to stay at like a healthy body weight, body type. Even people like me with like very aggressive metabolisms, I would say even still we still have concerns about stuff like cholesterol and buildup of what they call fatty acids in the body. It's like salt. Like you can't have too much salt. You can have too much sugar. All that stuff can contribute to high blood pressure or heart disease if you eat too many like Big Macs, too many double cheeseburgers, too many slices of pizza. So yeah, it comes back to variety. Like, variety is the spice of life. Just mix it up. Have like some fruit here, some like fried chicken there is okay. Then next day go for seafood or maybe beef. It depends a lot on what you eat. Beast mode pro. Yeah, we can. Because we're about ready to go into our heavy duty exercises. Those that we just saw, as many of you at home know, are the runner's warm-up. So for those of you that are like doing a lot of running, preparing for like sprints, like focus and then like explode, those are for you. If you're going for like a marathon run or doing like mile, half mile, anything where you're looking at your times, the exercises that we just did are for the purpose of warming up your leg muscles so you can get the most out of your run and get the quickest time possible. Okay. As I also say, I am not really running right now. That may change in the near future as I participate more in competitive sports and stuff like that. The more soccer I play, the more lacrosse I play, the more I will run, and in turn, the more cardio exercise I'll get. But quick stretch, warm up my shoulders, warm up my arms. Washing machine. Sometimes I forget what this is called. But yeah, it's a good one to really warm up your back and your lower body, your abs. Touch my toes. Try to increase my limberness. Whoa. I
I do my right over left, switch, just like that. Okay. All right, pro, you ready? Let's go. Running, walking in place, as you know, 10 seconds each time. Running 10, walking 10. See if you can follow along at home. And as usual, I try to go a little bit faster every time. I encourage you to do the same. All right, here I go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and let me use my fingers. It's a little bit easier. So I don't have to spend quite as much energy counting off. And simultaneously, second set, lets me talk about other subjects while I'm exercising, which other people may find interesting. Okay, third set. 10. I'm just trying to like blast. Second to last. Okay, last set coming up. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Okay, walking now. 10, 9, 8. Okay. Running, walking in place. It's a great way to get warmed up. Okay. Plenty of hydration. Okay, let's do jumping jacks. 20. 20 for pro. Here I go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Small jumps. Just doing a small bob right now. Front to back. Let me see if I can move my camera. So you can see what my feet are doing. Side to side. Front to back again. Gotta watch out for all my junk. So my legs are just coming up. I'm on the second floor, so I want to be careful about how I come down. Yeah, because if you're on the second floor too, it can sound like you're causing an earthquake for the people downstairs, so be cognizant of that, where you're at. Star jumps 10. I need to monitor my environment. Make sure I have plenty of room and space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a lot of fun to do. But yeah, it's one of those exercises where your body takes up a lot of space, so try to find a place where you have that room. Okay.
as I say. 2, don't feel the need that you need to do all these at the same time. Throughout the day, these exercises will still offer the same benefits and rewards. I simply do them in this format because it is most efficient for my stream schedule and the way that my stream is set up. I think if I were to do like 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the afternoon, 10 minutes at night, I could do that, but it might be trickier for me to coordinate based on my own schedule, and simultaneously it might be harder for people to follow at home. My goal for my stream is to set up more of a consistent schedule so people will know when to tune into my stream, at what time of day. Burpees, or what I'm going for next. And typically when I do these, I go into a high plank and then bounce back up. For you at home, you can do a push-up. So like down, push up, then jump. Or you can just do high, and jump. Okay, I gotta watch my shirt too. Tighten my trousers. Okay, where was I? Yeah, you can do either one. You could either go into high plank, or you can do push up. Either way. Okay. Pro. Let me move my camera again. And I could redo them as many times as you guys need. If you can't see it, just say so. So I go down, like here. Let me show you full speed too. Here's slow speed. Down, in, up. So full speed is gonna look like this. 1, 2, 3. I'll go for all of them like this. Why not? 4, 5, 6. See how I'm doing it? 7, 8, 9, 10. The other way is 1, up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And when I'm going down, pro, it's like this. In, up, like I'm reaching up or shooting a basket in basketball. You're saying full feet on the ground? I'm not sure what you mean. That's what I forgot. Caterpillars. For my running stretch. We can do them now, it's fine. Yeah. I'm not really sure what you mean, pro. Heel on the ground. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean. You're like going into a yoga downward facing dog, as they would call that, if you're doing it that way. which I guess is fine if that's how you prefer to do them. But for the sake of efficiency, I go into plank, just a simple plank, and return. But if you would like to go the extra length, you could also go into a push-up, and then plank, rise. I would say modify as you see fit, whatever works best for your program. The exercises that I'm doing are my own versions and variations of these exercises and stretches, and are meant to form a type of template or example to follow. So yeah, you can use them for ideas and adapt as you see fit. Okay, let me move the camera again. And then we'll go into our ground game. It's actually a good time to, let me change, there we go. Walk back, rise, touch, so I'm touching toes here, and walking caterpillars. I shoot for, I think 5 to 10. For caterpillars, what I want to remember is to keep my legs straight and let my hands do the walking. Just like so. Touch, walk, and walk back. 2 more. Actually, maybe just 1 more, but yeah, 2 more is fine. Touch, walk. See, plank, walk back. For you at home that are trying to follow along about the camera visibility, yeah, I know, guys, I know. I'll just do my best with the viewing angles. Case in point, bring the camera down, closer to the side, make it better. Can't rotate. Okay, so I'm down. Oh, sorry. Resting. And let's try slow push-ups. I'll shoot for 10. And then I'll go for mountain climbers. That'll give me the opportunity to reset my breath too. Reset. Slow drop. Return. Keep breathing. Focus on your muscle growth. This is my 4th. Just shooting for 10. 5. Return. 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Return. 7. Return. 8. You can hear the cracks of my shoulders. And I know some people at home are really looking forward to mindfulness today. So these last set, I think I'm going to do double time. Okay. Let me move it back a little bit. You can see what my legs are doing. 5, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Resting. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Resting. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Third set. 1. Reset. 3, 2, 1. Fourth set. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last set. Here we go. 6, 5, 2, 1. Resting. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right. We're losing light. So I want to pay attention to time. Slow sit-ups. I rise, slow drop. Rise and drop. Rise and drop. Okay. Get ready for abs. Man. Yeah, we're losing light. Yes. Rapid. Let's just rest here. Let our heart and breath stabilize. Because our heart is working double time to pump blood to all of our organs. That blood is carrying with it oxygen that our body cells need to fuel themselves. Okay. Rise. And I just want my legs and my abs to work. What you will find is that for these abdominal sets, the heavier your legs are, the more work your abs will get. Like a guy like me, our legs are probably one of the heaviest parts of our body. My legs are where most of my body's fat is stored. Conversely, they're pretty heavy to lift. But professional fighters know this too. Especially kickboxers. They'll see it. Your legs and professional martial artists are one of the most dangerous parts of your body. They always pack forceful impact. Rest here. Sorry, you guys. Knocked over the camera. Okay. Sweating. Let me bring up more light. YouTube for my mindfulness stream. Running out of light. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise. I'm just slowly dropping on my leg. Rise, drop. Rise, drop. Rotate. And I'll do one more for good measure. Putting all the weight on my thighs. Okay, guys, there you have it. Exercise set. I'd say experiment with speeds. Pro, if you're still following, yeah, I'd say experiment. Some exercises, you'll find that the faster you do them, the quicker you'll reach your limit. Some, what you'll find is the slower you do it, the more you can increase your muscle density. But yeah, try different types of exercises at different speeds. See what works see what works best for you. And yes, West, Wild Wild West. Okay, let's change gears here. Man, you can really work up a sweat, especially during the summertime. Doing all of these. The mindfulness special. Yesterday we were talking about emotions, emotional landscaping. Okay, let's continue. The process of disassociation can also occur if feelings are overwhelming. Jonathan explains. Stress as well as trauma can cause disassociation, and the experience can last for hours, months, or years. If it continues for a long period of time, especially when a person is young, they may develop disassociation as their primary way of attempting to manage stressful emotions. Let's take a deep breath here. 4 in, stay for 4, out 4. Disassociation. Trying to remove yourself from a situation or circumstance. Separating the past from the present. For many, pent-up feelings can be triggered by an event, conversation, or circumstance that unconsciously reminds them of an unresolved experience in their past. This often lies at the heart of miscommunication. Central to taking control of auto responses is the process of starting to relearn what different emotions feel like and understand why you're experiencing them. Asking yourself which one is being felt and why, what's being felt and why, is one way to identify it, and it's a valuable tool to help untangle past from present. Using a mindfulness practice, such as going for a walk or meditating, can be helpful in observing emotions, becoming curious about them, accepting what you're experiencing, and learning to tolerate distressing ones, explains Jonathan. You can begin by asking, what am I feeling? And are there other feelings being masked by the most prominent one? If you're not sure, I think light. You guys need light. What am I feeling? If you're not sure, then you can ask, what can I infer both from my behavior and physical sensations regarding my emotional state? Also try to notice any patterns of behavior at work, with family, and in relationships. And consider how they too may give a clue to any emotions that may currently be out of your awareness. Sometimes it can help to take a step back, look at how you're feeling, looking at conversation patterns that you have with others, like what's being said and what's not being said, both in yourself and in the outside world. There are two different questions to answer. Okay. Misplaced or misunderstood emotions can also result in a person projecting their own internal world onto others. So they perceive their feelings to be mirrored by family, friends, or colleagues, even though this may be an inaccurate assessment. I think that plays out a lot. There's this old concept of the law of attraction where it specifies what you seek is also seeking you. And what I find is what this paragraph is suggesting, that the inverse can sometimes be true. That we can have feelings for someone and we expect that they will be returned, but they're not. Trying to see things from an unbiased perspective, I think, in these cases can be helpful. It can be tricky sometimes. The way I like to think about it is like, sometimes I can pretend like I'm watching a movie in which I'm the main character, and imagining the interactions that I'm having in real life as they would be in the movie. And this may be helpful for some of you too, particularly those of you that become locked in what I refer to as first-person perspective. And I can go in more detail about this. Let me finish this paragraph first. One way to deal with this is to try to shift communication to a positive and productive place, rather than attempting to confirm that a negative response is appropriate. Shifting to positive. Yeah, just try your best when that's the case. This can be difficult. This can be difficult if you're in the process of discovering the basis for certain emotions and why they flare up. But if you notice yourself becoming angry during a conversation, try to remain level-headed and patient. This way, it's more likely you can diffuse the situation and give yourself the time and space to examine it later on.
Level-headed. Exactly. A lot of the time, these arguments and difficult situations are based partly in circumstance and partly in communication on both parts. I think in some interactions, it's like even when both parties, both people are trying their best to communicate, there's always room for misconception. There's always area for things to be misconstrued. But anyway, more on what I was saying about first person perspective. You only ever see things from your own perspective, and that contributes to a great extent our own worldview. Like things you see and things you understand are through your own lens, which in turn is referenced by your past experiences. Who you are, the person you become, has been largely informed and influenced by the person you are and the things that you've experienced. And that, sorry guys, itchy nose, that can in turn contribute to our outlook, the way we see things. I think that contributes in a great many scenarios and situations to entrenched views, patterns of thought and thinking. It's like, well, the way you're thinking, what you're thinking, and the way it is you're thinking it is the result of repeated experiences that can confirm or deny existing beliefs that you have. And yeah, sometimes you'll have situations where your own belief system will be challenged by an experience. Crazy itchy nose, guys. It'll be confirmed by the past experience. That'll be confirmed by the past experience will be confirmed by the current experience. It's like, okay, I know this will happen because it's happened many times before. Changing the script can be a difficult task. Relearning how to identify emotions isn't easy, so use it gently. Ease it in gently. Where possible, give an honest breakdown of interactions after the event rather than expecting to be able to catch old habits at play in the moment. Like I said, hindsight's 20/20. And when we're in the heat of the moment, it's sometimes difficult to understand the situation as it's unfolding. Like all the moving bits and pieces. You just try to do your best in the present moment. That's all you can do. Help as much as you can. Give an honest breakdown of these interactions. Making notes and giving yourself the time to think things through can be helpful, as it might help to locate the root of your responses. Over time, curiosity and the knowledge that individual experiences can be questioned can help trump auto responses. Of course, working on welcoming, identifying, and acknowledging emotions and why you feel the way you do can be painful. It's important that you take it slowly and are gentle and kind to yourself.
Sometimes it helps to talk to a trusted friend or a physician or counselor. But remember that emotions are ever changing. Try not to hold on to them. Let whatever comes up come up. Take a closer look. If you feel ready, then let go. Some emotions are extremely difficult and challenging to identify and grapple with. Pain, sorrow, misery, grief are some of the most difficult to tackle. And I think when we're feeling that way, it can be hard to let go. It's like the Smashing Pumpkins song says, "I'm in love with my sadness." Because you feel it so often. It's like a phantom limb or something. Like you always feel it. Trying to let that feeling go. It's like replace it with something else. Happiness, excitement, surprise, whatever might apply. Regularly examining interactions with others and whether the emotions exhibited by both parties reflected the situation is another practice that can lead to improved communication and emotional control. This is a judgment-free exercise where the goals are to understand the roots of any emotional responses and gradually ground them in the present than in the past. Labeling emotions presents an opportunity to refamiliarize the mind with feelings and can help to dissipate negative ones and boost the positive. Yeah, strategies that I've found in the past are identify the emotion, kind of like what I've been saying, and find the root. You can try to pull the emotion out from the root to let go. But yeah, sometimes what you guys will find is, like if you've ever gone pulling weeds, sometimes what you feel is the same way. It's like you try to pull it up by the root, and sometimes some of the roots still remain in the ground. And yeah, emotional baggage is, I think it's very much similar, same way. It's like trying to remove all those roots from the ground. Sometimes you can, sometimes you need a shovel. The shovel of peace and tranquility that hopefully this magazine is giving us. Okay, former FBI hostage negotiator Chris Voss used this technique during high-stakes negotiations to make sure the person on the other end of the phone felt heard. He would use statements such as, "It sounds like you're very upset about this," which helped to calm the person at the end of the line. I used to be in a very similar capacity working for a healthcare company in one of their call centers, and I would have customers call in this job that I was in, and we were on a customer care team. We were trying to help people get their medicine, and sometimes people would call in and they would be very upset or frustrated because their medicine didn't come in on time, or they needed help. Maybe there were barriers in the way of their plan, and they were trying to get medicine that was beyond the limits of their plan. Sometimes that was the case. And whenever we were dealing with these customers that were very angry, it's like one of the most powerful things that you can say is, "I can hear you're upset.
I know you're angry about this. And I'd say, like, let's see what we can do to fix this. I'll research in your plan to see what's possible. And then we can go from there. Thanking them for their patience. Because sometimes people are difficult situations that are not of their own design. Sometimes external factors are in play. Which help to calm the person at the end of the line. Acknowledging emotions when you analyze your own interactions, you could, for example, say, I am angry, can act in a similar way, paving the way for further questions. What can trigger this anger? Does it remind you of a past experience? Is there something underneath it? Again, try not to hold on to the exercise. View it as a practical debrief that helps you to move forward in a way that is kinder and more positive to self. Work on emotional landscaping with a sense of judgment-free curiosity. Fascinating exploration into the inner workings of the human being that has the potential for emotional freedom. But don't rush it. This is a continual project. Instead, take quiet time out of each day to think. Ask yourself how you're really feeling and try to get on top of emotions before they get on top of you. If you or someone you know is struggling to cope with anger, distress, or any difficult emotional responses, it's important to get help. See your doctor in the first instance. They may refer you for counseling. Yes, I think it's important to build a support system wherever you're at, especially in the light of the pandemic. I think many of us have been in situations where we felt powerless, alone, isolated, maybe even lonely, maybe even miserable. Like, I feel alone in the world. I don't feel like there's anyone I could talk to. I think there are a lot of people who felt that. And sometimes you want to talk to someone you can trust. Sometimes that's very difficult based on our circumstances and situations. Sometimes when the person you want to talk to isn't available. And there will be doctors and, counselors, mental health therapists, maybe even police officers who try to fill in those gaps. They try to fill in those voids. But they're just not equipped. They don't have all of the facts. They don't have significance to you on a personal level. And yeah, it's like a hill to climb for some. It's the climb. Yeah, I think that's a Miley Cyrus song. Yeah, sometimes it can feel like that, and sometimes it can feel like that Usher song. It's like moving mountains. The water from the rain washes progress away. It's like sometimes life can feel like that. And yeah, music can soothe the savage beast, but yeah, try to find an outlet. This picture. Let's see if I can show you guys Darkness Falls. And my voice is getting tired. There are several colorful mountains. There's a blue sky and white birds flying eastward, 2 of them. Only their outlines can be seen on the horizon. There are several of those little stalks. I believe they're from daffodils. Let me look that up real quick. My typing, come on. Dandelion, there you go, dandelions. Yeah, dandelions. There's a woman blowing a dandelion, and its shoots, seedlings, are blowing off into the breeze. There are several people sitting down. Several colorful hilltops. One that looks kind of like a sun. Actually, there are two that kind of look like suns. And other mountaintops that are changing in color. There's a woman sitting with her legs crossed on the ground. Below her, there's a man. He's got a white shirt and jeans on. Using a trowel, he is planting several plants in the ground. There's a forest of trees. And a man with a cap and a backpack on, walking the dog. Beside him, the woman blowing dandelions. And there's a woman below. She is writing in her book. There's another bird at the bottom that looks like it's getting ready to fly. And there's a guy on the far right side. He's raking the ground. Trying to make that garden green. Okay. With that, sometimes I'll leave you with reading recommendations. Today will be a song recommendation. Making that garden green always reminds me of the song People Asking Why by Seal. I've had several other song recommendations throughout this stream. Sorry, scene. Yeah, I guess if life is a play, this has been a scene. Or perhaps you can more loosely describe it as a scene from our show, the Stormer Show. Yeah, sorry about the lighting today, guys. I just got a later start. Like I was, referring to, the PC that I'm using is older, and sometimes it struggles to keep up with the demands of the present day. But we got our premiere situated for our SpongeBob game. People asking why. How do I get to where I've come from? Food for thought. Alright, I hope you enjoyed our daily installment of mindfulness. Lighting, guys, is driving me nuts. It might be better when I move. So I can finally get a light that works. There, how's that? But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's stream. I can't make any guarantees or promises about the stream for the near future. I'm just going through a lot IRL. I'm might even have to take a break from the stream to take care of my stuff in real life, like get my place figured out, get my career situated, and yeah. But I'm trying to stream as much as I can, if nothing else, to offer some help, support to the Twitch community. I'm starting to upload some of my streams to YouTube too, to see if we can get some of these messages out and help people who may be struggling in this time. But yeah, I'll try to do what I can to finish out this series, our mindfulness special series. I might substitute in an IRL stream here and there. I may just take a straight up break from streaming. Yeah, hard to say at this point, guys, but I hope you've been enjoying the stream. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the chat, the shares, the donations, the follows. Everything helps the growth of the channel. And yeah, thank you for watching, Storm Champions.